I had a long conversation today with someone else that's in the know about Georgia football. We talked about Stetson Bennett for a while and possibilities for this season. A lot of Stetson Bennett talk, and I'm just going to kind of relate what some of that conversation was for you guys here today. Kind of a scenario where what if Stetson isn't the starting quarterback at a certain point in the season? What does that mean for Georgia? What did it mean for that to become the situation? Because he is the starter, at least to start the season, at least for now. And he was the national championship winning quarterback. He deserves that starting spot. Did well in spring, which is what our intel is. But want to talk about what that conversation was a little bit today. Ryan Curley from Dog Post here talking about Stetson Bennett and the Georgia Bulldogs. And you should be checking out DAWGSTRUCTION if you haven't. Our insider book of the national championship run that Georgia had and our special limited time offer. Not going to be going on for that much longer. Is if you get this book right now, you get our preview magazine for the 2022 season free. You can also check out that magazine by itself. Links down below for all that. Make sure you're going to dogpost.com. Of course, make sure you're checking out our TikTok. I've been trying to man that TikTok for you guys at DogPost on TikTok. If you guys are about that, Stetson Bennett. So, kind of something that I talked about in brief a few weeks ago when I made a video talking about Carson Beck and could he take over as the starting quarterback. This is a little bit about that because I've had people that are knowledgeable tell me, well, I think Carson Beck's going to take over at a certain point. And, I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because I think Georgia's going to be a really good football team. And I think that Stetson Bennett is the starting quarterback and Kirby's not going to change things if things are going well. So my take on this is that things have to go wrong. Things have to go wrong for Stetson Bennett not to be the starting quarterback for Georgia at all this season. That means Georgia lost some football games, all right? That means Georgia is struggling to win football games. If Stetson Bennett gets benched, that means he's not playing well and not playing well to the point that Georgia's losing. So everyone, whether you're a Stetson Bennett hater, whether you're a Stetson Bennett truther, whether you're in the middle, whatever your take is on Stetson Bennett, and I know even the Stetson Bennett haters are not rooting for his downfall. If you're a true Georgia fan, it's not the case. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you should be rooting for him maybe to be usurped as the starting quarterback because that means your team's not playing well. That's my take on this. That's what this person's take was, not naming people. That's what this person's take was on this, and that's not important anyway. So, look, Georgia, the SEC Network had a big Georgia day. Yesterday was Kentucky Day when this video comes out, so I'm recording this the night before. This comes out on Friday. Wednesday was Georgia Day on the SEC Network. All sorts of Georgia football coverage all day long. It was 24 hours of Georgia. Well, that showed the Orange Bowl and that showed the national championship. So you got to see some good Stetson, some bad Stetson. A lot of great Stetson in the Orange Bowl. Really good job. I thought he played phenomenal in the Orange Bowl. He did. He did his job. National championship, up and down. Had a tough first half, but so did Bryce Young. Bryce Young didn't have a great game. Bryce Young had multiple interceptions, and obviously Keely Ringo picked him off in the last drive. Kind of a desperation throw. Just a bad throw that you don't see from a great quarterback like Bryce Young very often. But with Stetson, the offensive line wasn't grade A in the national championship. After I rewatched a lot of it, I was busy. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I watched bits and pieces of it. I watched a lot of the second half. And in the first half, the offensive line kind of missed some assignments. Stetson Bennett got hit a few times. Obviously, there was that fumble call, which was, beside the point. But you saw good Stetson and you saw bad Stetson in that game. You saw Stetson be a hero, throw a great deep ball to A.D. Mitchell, slightly underthrown, but still good enough for A.D. to make a play on it and bring that down. Made great plays, made the right reads in the end of the fourth quarter. Great throw on a kind of a screen pass out route to the left to Brock Bowers. So we saw good Stetson. So if we get bad Stetson, if you get a lot of bad Stetson, and I hate saying this because you want your quarterback to just be good all the time or almost all the time, and really that is the case with Stetson. But the bads can't be overlooked because at the end of the day, he's not the talent that you usually bring in to be the starting quarterback. His raw talent. He is gritty, and he does have a good arm, and he does have great legs. He really can move around and make plays. But this isn't the guy that you bring in to start on your 5-star loaded team. He's not the guy. But he is the leader of this team, or one of them, and he is a good player. He's a really good football player and good enough to help win games at a championship level. So the problem, I guess I'm not foreshadowing to, a potential problem really, is if you get that bad Stetson that we talk about, if you get the Stetson that Georgia fans and media people look at and they're like, oh, he shouldn't be out there, that's the only way that you're going to have Carson Beck as the starting quarterback barring injury, because I don't like predicting injury. That's the only way that you get Carson Beck as a starting quarterback. I think it takes a loss to Oregon or a loss to South Carolina at the beginning of the year, and all of a sudden Georgia's freaking out. Maybe Kirby freaks out a little bit, and they gotta. And also it has to be a lot of Stetson's fault for that to happen. I think one game he gets the benefit of the doubt. If they lose, I don't think he gets benched unless he was just atrocious. 2 games, I think that's where you shake it up, and that's where you send in someone like Carson Beck or Brock Vandagriff. Now, I don't think this is going to happen because I think Georgia, I really do. I really think they're going to go 12-0. Call me delusional if you want. Call me a delusional if you want. I call you guys delusional sometimes. I'm joking. A lot of the time I'm joking. It's when you guys say really funny things in the comments, and it's really an inside joke between me and Dean, the delusional thing. I don't think I'm delusional in saying that I think Georgia's going to go 12-0. I don't think that's crazy because I think there's nobody on this 12-game schedule that they are not better than. I think they're better than all the teams on their schedule. I feel like I'm talking so serious. Sometimes it's going to be lighthearted. I feel so serious right now. So I think they're better than everybody. I think they're better than Oregon. I think they're better than Kentucky. I think they're better than South Carolina. I think they're better than Tennessee, Auburn, all of them, Florida. So I think they should be winning every ball game. I don't think this is going to be a generational defense like we saw last year, but I think this is going to be an improved offense and a really good defense. So I think Georgia is going to be better than anybody. I think they're going to beat Oregon by double digits. I don't think they're going to have a real problem with South Carolina. That tough 4-game stretch where you're going to Jacksonville, you got Tennessee at home, you go to Starkville, and you go to Lexington. That's the scary part, right? If there's a scary part, that's the scary part. Maybe they drop one of those games. I don't think they will. I think this is a great team led by a great coach and a great coaching staff, and I think that they're on a collision course with Alabama and Atlanta again. Is that not what we all think? Most of us think that. I don't buy the Texas A&M or the Tennessee hype or the LSU hype. I don't buy the hype. The stock is low for Ryan Curley, and I'm not putting much stock in there. So I think Stetson rolls. Maybe he has a bad game or two. It's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Let's be real. But I think it takes a lot of bad Stetson for Carson Beck to end up taking the job, and that's not something you should be rooting for as a Georgia fan. That's kind of the central point of what I'm talking about. So make sure you're checking out the site, dawgpost.com. Make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION. Make sure you're checking out our preview magazine. Make sure you're checking out our TikTok at DAWGPost. All of that good stuff. Comments down below, and we'll see you at the site.